I mean, everybody's got their voice of opinion, and we're on a time schedule. I mean, so I mean, let's take this all that people talk about and everything that we brought to the attention of DOJ. I mean, hands down. I mean, we got a concept. What a predicament! I just gather up what I go to, and I think I went to the $26 million settlement at DOJ for the agreement and gave testimony for a lot of people always have a better hand of cards when the cards are dealt that way, but it's like we have two sides of like what is to come and what of everything, and if it's just throwing money at it, I mean, anybody can throw money at something and achieve something, but I mean, like, let's see. I mean, what if people just like got the work of what the concept of what they're trying to achieve, and like, what if it was? I mean, what if things had happened and then it was paid for? Like, believe in paying it forward. I mean, I believe in paying it forward. I mean, is there results? I don't know what kind of results we have. I mean, the time. I mean, we're all running out of time, and what I see is just like a big. I mean, we're just taking steps back when we want to move forward. I think moving forward is there's a ton of solutions out there, and there's ideas, and I I don't mind giving my voice of opinion. I love to hear this stuff. I can hear this stuff all day long. I mean, we sent the ship to the moon just to stick an American flag in the soil. I mean, this is America. I mean, people can come up with this stuff all day long, but it's like the things that I believe is, the only thing that's the best thing to do, and the best. I mean, I like to see this go to the trial and let the judge see what he has to say about it and take it all away. I mean, what's it going to hurt to hear the sides, and what's it really going to, when it comes down to brass taxes? I mean that's a lot. That's a big sum of money to be able to throw out there and not for what it's worth. What is it worth to you guys?
Thanks very much.
Hi, Counsel. On this matter of Dennis Rosenbaum's Chicago team being nominated with the assistance of our Honorable Judge, is it Muniz? Is that? Muniz. It's a pleasure to hear him speak, and I appreciate his addition to the team. I researched Rosenbaum a bit and sent him an email, just kind of like, hey, are you going to be a part of the problem? Are you going to be complicit in evidence destruction, for instance? So say Amanda Marshall came in around 2012, got this whole thing rolling. By 2013, when Benjamin over here was being beaten up, the police took the time and trouble to go back to the bar where they beat him up, approached him by his blind eye, took his traumatic brain injury, ground it into the ground, and they had the evidence destroyed. Then they brought Birkenbein in to investigate Benjamin's allegations of brutality. You guys have put this on my family. I want you to know that my mom is elderly. She just lost her spouse. And this is a lot of pressure on her. She's a 50-year nursing veteran. But to put this much suffering into our family has been very, very difficult for us. So when it comes to things like evidence destruction, nobody's offered to help me get Ben to all his appointments, to get the medical investigations. Nobody from the city or the county. I get a lot of sympathetic faces. I had a 30-minute talk with Ms. Fritz a year ago on the phone. I tried to get an appointment with the mayor, but I think nothing can negate the suffering of the people who are dead or who were almost killed, or the suffering of the families and the anxiety it gives them to feel that our voices aren't being heard. We don't feel like we've had access to justice. I can't tell you how many lawyers I've talked to. Coming from Los Angeles as a friend of Keith Fink, one of the kind of toughest guys I know, I'm startled by the lack of guts in the legal community, and I'm only trained as a paralegal here, but I like tough lawyers. I want someone who's gonna hold the cops on the line and say, yeah, we love you, Daryl Turner, way to stand up against the Nazi, but this kind of behavior cannot go on. This kind of obstruction of justice. I mean, what, Preet Bharara, is that how you say his name? That guy is cool. Why can't we have an approach like that. Like, cut to the chase, get down to the corruption, don't worry about offending people, because lives are at stake. We are trampling on the graves of the dead. The James Chassis, Kendra, all the people who have died at the hands of the police. And there are officers who've died, and we do respect that they put their lives on the line. But when they approach somebody with severe federal disabilities that have been recognized for 20 years and brutally assault him, grind his face into the ground, take a surgically recentered eye that has been pulled over by a very delicate surgeon, and then scrub it on the ground to the point that it's oozing out blood, where are you guys? Like, I hope that guy's interested in our story, because I need some help.
Thank you. Mr. Walsh.
My name is Joe Walsh. I represent Individuals for Justice. So far, as an activist, I'm not really interested in good words. The Chief Justice's good words impress me. But they're words. That's all they are, words. What you've done so far is you've appealed an honorable judge in the federal sector. That's going to bring shame on the city. You've completely ignored the profiling that goes on in this city. We don't trust the police department. We do not have an independent review board that has any independence. We do not have a human rights commission that does anything in the name of human rights. And now you've done a national search of 300 million people in the United States, and you came up with a white guy. He may be the best thing since sliced bread, but he's a white guy, picked by 4 white guys and 1 white woman in a city that is near explosion with your people that are crying out for justice and can't get it. This position is advisory. That's what people have to understand. He's got no power. It's advisory. The chief of police and the mayor can override him. That's not independence. Take that word independence out because it's offensive. When you say independence, you mean someone that can stand there on equal terms with other people and make decisions. He can recommend. That's it. You're going to spend $20 million on this stuff in the next 5 years, and all we get is recommendations. That's what we get. And the mayor is totally disconnected with the police department. And we are begging you as activists to do something, Mayor. And what do? You select the next chief of police without consulting anybody that's really effective. You put your people that you know are going to rubber stamp what you do. And you have the Chief Justice come here and speak to us with wonderful words. And he's got a record to prove it. He is a good man. And so is the doctor. He's a good man. So what? When are we going to get justice? That's what we ask. And you're not doing it. You have 3 things to do, and you screwed up all 3 of them.
Thanks very much.
Believe it or not.
Yep.